Fifth place car is Joe Ruttman. There you can see the filled grandstands here, or nearly filled. The pace car is going to be pulling off the track momentarily, and the green flag will wave with 4 laps to go. 4 laps around the 2.5-mile circuit.
Bob, the only one of the top 5 cars that pitted was Morgan Shepherd in the Valvoline Pontiac. He was running 5th, and he did make a pit stop with 4 tires. As we get the green flag.
Through turn number 1, uphill, turn 2, lap 70, green flag showing. Last year at Watkins Glen, this race so reminiscent. Oh, and Mark Martin is off the course again, slides into the tire wall. He turned over earlier in the race and got back in competition, and now he slides off course once again.
That's the same spot that Dick Johnson was off the course just a moment ago. But Mark has the car going. We'll not see another caution flag, thank goodness.
And now Rusty Wallace dogging Ricky Rudd. As I mentioned last year at Watkins Glen, these two slug it out for the lead, with Ricky Rudd taking the victory and Rusty Wallace finishing in second position. Rusty has $76,000 on the line in addition to the prize money here if he can pull off the victory. They head for turn number 7. Here is one of the racetrack's biggest passing areas. He moves to the outside of Rudd. They're side by side through the corner. And now Rudd and Wallace bump, and Rudd runs him off the racetrack, but it really doesn't slow Rusty very much. He only drops back a couple of car lengths.
Man, those tires must have cleats on them, because he got in the dirt and just kept on going like always.
Well, I know a lot of people are thinking about the Winston and the contact that Rusty Wallace and Darrell Waltrip had.
Oh, Rusty almost, he did get off the course just a little bit, but not enough to upset the car, I don't think.
71 laps are about to be completed. A little tire smoke coming from Ricky Rudd's car. Here they come down the front stretch, completing lap 71. 3 more circuits to go, and there's the interval between first and second.
And trouble out here on the front straightaway just after they came off of turn 11. Harry Gant getting tangled up with Bobby Hillen. But they appear to be out of harm's way, but they came off of turn 11, and they're out in that wide open area that we saw at the top of the show. One of the track workers running up to Harry Gant. He said, give me a push. I want to go. I'll get this thing cranked so I can get back out there.
Bobby Hillen kept going. Harry Gant is still here in this wide open area in front of us. He gets going, and so with 3 laps to go, we go back to the action on the racetrack. It is still Rudd leading Rusty Wallace by 6 or 8 car lengths now, as that little incident in turn number 11, rather turn number 7, has slowed Rusty just somewhat, and he's not been able to close in on Rudd.
Harry Gant was running in 6th position, so this will drop him back in the standings. He was one of the 14 drivers who are still in the lead lap.
I think that Joe Ruttman, one of our spotters, told me that Joe Ruttman was also involved in that skirmish off turn 11. Rusty Wallace really getting into that corner up in turn 7. Closed up on Ricky Rudd 4 or 5 car lengths just in that one corner alone.
Now he's really closing in on him through the S's. He narrows it down to about 4 car lengths as there Jimmy Maycar, the Rusty Wallace pit crew, watching his driver. He'll come into his view right about now. Into turn number 11 once again. And Dirty Irvin is spun in the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Mark Martin and Bobby Hillen, and everybody gets by okay. Now there are only 2 more laps to go. 72 laps completed, 2 to go.
Rusty Wallace is coming up. He has closed within 1 car length of Ricky Rudd. Of course, I'm not telling you anything you can't see yourself, folks.
Oh, now really sneaking in on Rudd. It's going to be one of those finishes, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by.
Well, Rudd is, as you mentioned earlier, Benny, is using the road course line around this racetrack. He's trying to protect his position, not to mess up there in front, because he knows if he does, goof up just a little bit, that Rusty would take advantage of it. So he's trying to keep that car as smooth as he possibly can.
Rudd won the last time they were on a road course, these Winston Cup cars, at Watkins Glen, but Rusty Wallace before that won 3 road course races in a row, 2 at Riverside and the previous one at Watkins Glen.
Ricky Rudd was supposed to be one of the top cars on the circuit this year. It's not happened so far, but today he's up front. Just another lap and a half. He has the win, but he bumper. And Rusty Wallace has a chance to pick up probably $125,000 worth of victory here today.
Look at Rusty just driving the wheels off of that car.
And let me tell you something. Ricky Rudd won. Look, the crew, the Rudd crew, waiting for him to come back. Who's going to be in front?
Here they come through corner number 11 once again.
Rusty really takes
Wallace trying the outside line again. This is not going to work. Ricky holds on to the lead. The white flag is going to come out, and we've got one more lap to go at Sears Point. Ricky Rudd is the leader. Rusty Wallace is running in second spot. The final time they go through corner number 1. Rusty Wallace trying to take over the lead and win $76,000 in addition to the purse prize money. Now closing in very tightly on Rudd into turn number 3, turn number 4. Rudd holds off the challenge of Rusty Wallace. They come down and enter the carousel for the final time. And Rudd still has command of this race.
He's withstanding that pressure very, very well. He's still driving his own race out there.
I can't hardly believe as the high as the emotions is right now, Ricky Rudd doesn't appear to have slipped one time. Now here's the corner that Rusty Wallace has been able to gain. Can he this time?
Well, he did going in, but he slid. He went in there so hard, he slid a little bit, but I believe he did pick up maybe a little bit. But Rudd has been doing pretty well through the S's from here on back to turn 11, but Rusty has really been going into turn 11.
Let's see how things shake out here as they're nearing the checkered flag. They move through the S's. Turn number 9 now. Continuing uphill through corner number 10. They'll enter a short straightaway here and then hard braking for corner 11. If Rusty's going to do it, he's going to have to do it here. I don't think he's even going to make a challenge. Well, he smokes the tires, gets sideways in corner number 11, and it appears as if Ricky Rudd is going to win the Banquet Frozen Foods 300. He waves the hand, he crosses the line, and Rudd wins with Wallace right behind him.
Well, you can see one happy crew there. They haven't won since they won the road race at Watkins Glen, New York last August, and they were very, very hungry for a win, and I'll tell you, this guy deserved it. He drove his heart out.
Yes, he did. Ricky Rudd really performed to perfection this afternoon at Sears Point International, and now Rusty Wallace pulls alongside, and they both wave to each other and say, nice job. Clean racing, no question about that here today. Just a lot of sportsmanship and good, clean competition shown among all the competitors.
Well, Rudd had to do some good hard driving when Rusty got up beside him up there, but he did, Benny, what I think he...
If he gave Wallace that position starting in the S's, Rusty Wallace was going to pass him, and away goes the victory.
Let's go to Jackaroo, who's with Ricky's wife.
And we stopped Linda before she makes her way to victory lane. Congratulations. That was a heart stopper.
Oh, it was. This last time my heart was in my throat. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I'm so glad Ricky pulled it off. The team really needed it.
He's getting to be a real expert on these road courses. First Watkins Glen last year, and now this year. Well, we're going to let her go off to victory lane and throw it back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. It's Ricky's 10th Winston Cup career win and his best finish of the year. Needless to say, his previous best finish was a 4th at Richmond. Now, here's a replay of the incident in turn number 7.
And we saw some passes earlier here. This is not just an everyday pull-up alongside the guy. We did see some cars pass, and they go. Rusty Wallace has the advantage right now, but he runs out of racetrack. Ooh, in the dirt. And I tell you what,